Hello everybody, it is Yeti and I am looking at the FS Reborn FSR500. So this has been in the works for a while now, and FS Reborn are known I think for making an ultralight before, which was considered to be quite good. So I thought I would give like an initial impressions here of what I think of the FS Reborn. I do plan to do a full review of this, so this is just more a first impression. I haven't really learned the aircraft in depth, and there might be some things I say here which are completely wrong. So the first thing to know is FS Reborn are very good at doing EFBs. We have like a pre-flight where there's persistent states for different stuff which can fail. We have a flight plan where we can import from SimBrief. We have Navigraph charts, we have ground ops, and this is UI wise, it's great. I love it. We can serve cabin services, we can see our cabin status, we can do various maintenance, and we can change the realism. I have set this up for full realism. And we have other various settings. So on the actual tablet front, this is great, and it looks like we can rotate that tablet as well, which is, I guess, kind of neat. I'm not sure how to hide the tablet yet. I haven't worked out the click spot. I'm presuming there is a way, but I do not know. I will let you know. The other thing to note is we can push the circuit breakers in and out, so that is simulated. I don't know to what depth that's simulated, but that's good. Now, I don't know if this is just me, but some of the textures here seem very low. I don't know if this is a me problem or if this is an aircraft problem, but I noticed there's some texture, kind of low textures up here. This is very low texture. I hope this is a me problem, because generally some of the other textures look quite nice. This isn't terrible. Look at these croissants, lovely. Generally on the outside of the aircraft seems alright. The modeling looks good of the aircraft. The sound is very good, but it just worries me a little bit that these textures, see, this texture seems quite high, but some of the textures in the cockpit seem low. So that's something to note. Again, I will have to have a look if that is a me thing. So we got the default kind of working title G1000 here, which is a very good quality G1000. Now, they have added some stuff to this, so we have like custom engine monitors and various stuff, so that's nice to see. We'll release the parking brake here. We are at Compton Abbas, and we can hear the engine is very nice. The one thing I haven't worked out yet, and I'm sure there is a way to do this, but I can't get into beta range in the default axis here, and there doesn't seem to be any sort of like axis calibration like we have in like the Phoenix or something. So I don't know how to enter the beta range, which is obviously means that our taxi is always a little bit too fast unless I constantly use these brakes. So as I say, we're at Compton Abbas. We're going to try and do a very basic circuit here and see what it feels like to fly. So all the lights, landing lights, various stuff are in the top right here, so we'll switch that on for now. We have our prop heat and stuff as well here. We have all our pumps. They're all kind of up above. Seems quite simple push switches. Like I said, this aircraft does have, or appears to have, like some type of persistent state in terms of failures and stuff. I don't know to what degree that is simulated. I'm going to have to fly around with this for 10 hours or so and try and work out if I get any kind of issues or failures pop up. The sounds seem quite impressive, so we'll do the takeoff roll here. Get her up to, that's a bit too much RPM, let's pull that back a little bit. Kind of see, so we're on grass, so we expect the acceleration not to be great, but that's roughly the same as the TBM. Maybe slightly slower than the TBM here, but that is kind of expected. The TBM is quite fast. So we have lifted off. It's kind of hard to see in front of the nose. That is the disadvantage of having a kind of tall nose. So we'll pop the gear up. Just retract our flaps as well. I can feel the difference from the flaps being retracted, which I know sounds like a simple thing, but it is actually quite nice in a flight model. So we're turning here, banking obviously quite a lot. So far the turning feels good. It feels maybe slightly less responsive than the TBM, but I think that is reflective of the real aircraft. The TBM is quite a different aircraft, even though it's in the same category as this, so naturally I will compare it. So naturally it'll be interesting because this is obviously sort of focused at like the black square TBM. Whether or not it will live up to that hype of the black square, I don't know, because the black square simulates quite a lot, and I don't know to what extent the FSR does. So that was quite interesting, that ping. There is a ESP protection system. I possibly did a bit too much banking there, and the aircraft didn't like it. But we are at the circuit height. Oh, we're way above the circuit height. I forgot to set me
check gear.
My barometer back to 2992. So we'll descend here. We're gonna have to do like quite a rapid descent now. That was my bad. And we obviously have the check gear because we are at the minimum kind of high here. We're gonna have to extend the downwind a little bit, but it's not gonna be too much of a problem before we actually turn onto the base and then final.
Check gear.
So we'll pop in a degree of flaps here.
Check gear.
And we will pop the gear down. I want to see if I can activate the ESP. There we go. ESP active. So it stops you doing anything too crazy. I don't know if that can be disabled, but it is there to kind of protect you. So I'm going to presume probably not, but there might be a way. I will have to have a look into that. So like I say, we did quite a long final here. I'll just kind of approach the airfield. The flight model feels pretty decent. It feels like there's not much wind in the weather. It's just on the clear, like the cloud preset, but it almost feels like there is wind, which is a little bit weird. Like, I don't know, it doesn't feel, the flight model doesn't feel as responsive and nice as some other aircraft I have flown, but that might just be accurate to the actual aircraft. It's always hard to say. So we're going in here to the runway. It'd be interesting to see what it is like on the landing. Is it going to float a lot? Is it going to hit the ground? Or is it going to feel nice? So far I feel like I do have a lot of control. So we just passed the numbers almost here. So yeah, this feels quite nice, to be honest. Well, let's say we bounced this very slight there. And then let's put the reverse thrust on. And generally that feels quite nice. Stop before the 600 meters. The only thing I do need to work out is how to enter into beta mode with my HOTAS, because I couldn't find a way to do that at the moment, so I will have a look into that. But generally, yeah, the first impressions, it's quite nice. Some texturing issues, and yeah, I need to kind of dive a little bit more into the system depth here, but the sound is nice. Generally quite a nice aircraft so far, so I will try and do a full review on this and let you guys know. But this is the FSR 500 from FS Reborn.